This video is about getting your message out there. So you've done a lot of hard work already, putting in the plans for content and creating the content. Now you want to make sure everyone sees the content. This is the last in a 4-part video series about getting you digital ready for Taste the Island. So we started off about creating an event, how to create an event. Then telling your event story would be thinking about the different types of content you need to create. And then bringing your event to life through social is about actually creating that content so it's ready to distribute across social. And this one is all about getting your message out there, so it's the actual distribution side. Okay, so you need to think about targeting your existing audience. How are you going to target your existing audience you have? Hopefully you have some email subscribers already. So you could have been building up email subscribers over a period, and you should definitely build those email subscribers. Even after the event, continue building the subscribers. You know, on your event page, on your website, say, hey, the event is over, enter email, we notify you when tickets go on sale or when the event opens up again. So build those email subscribers and target people. If your event is not launched yet, you can just put up a note on your site just saying, hey, launching soon, put in your email address. Your website visitors you want to target. So you're probably getting website visitors at the moment on a daily basis. So you need to promote the event to those visitors. On the home page, put a Taste the Island logo with a couple of lines of information about the event, and then have an event page on your website. We talked about the different opportunities for creating the event on different platforms. So hopefully you have a page on your website for this. And of course, social media followers need to target your social media followers. Now, from an email point of view, you will need an email marketing tool that will allow you to send emails and send a sequence of emails if required. All these tools allow you to create a sequence of emails where you can say, I want to create a sequence of 5 emails. GetResponse, MailChimp, Constant Contact, they're all big players in the email marketing market. They've global companies with global customers and relatively inexpensive for the tools. So each of them are pretty good. Now, in a previous video, I talked about, well, what type of emails do you create when you're sending emails out over email marketing? So we create a little structure to think about the different types of emails you could create. So like an invitation email is letting people know about the event, maybe inviting them to the event. We talked about a tool called Canva, which allows you to create images. You could easily in Canva create an invitation that you can send over email. Or some of these email marketing tools provide you with great templates you can use. So you can do an invite. When you're inviting, think about a pre-launch is a great idea to say, hey, we're launching the event, sign up as a VIP person and you'll get notified before anybody else. People love signing up for something as a VIP. You might launch the event in an email. There may be an early bird offer, which is where you say, if it's a paid event, you say, well, sign up now. And it's where the full launch is coming up soon, but we have an early bird low cost offer. Confirmation email is just when somebody does register, they get an email. So they know the time, date, and location. Follow-up emails would be emails to people that are not answering, not registering, to the event, and you want to encourage and entice them. So you might send emails about what's going on in the event, who are the influential people speaking or presenting at the event, just different information about the event. A reminder email is something like a day beforehand, so you remind people to come, because it's great people registering, but a lot of people registering won't come to the event. Need to strongly encourage them to come with a reminder email. And also think about the post-event emails. So you might run a survey where you ask them questions about what they think of the event. Would they come to the event next year? And from the survey, you can get some testimonials that you may be able to use for the following year. So lots of ways of getting that message out over email marketing. Make sure you're collecting email addresses all the time through your website, and also then make sure you're sending a good selection of emails. From a social media point of view, you do need a consistent flow of interesting content before, during, and after the event. I will show you in a second just a schedule you could use for sharing across social media sites. So, but do think about, from a social perspective, people need to hear about this information on a regular basis. They don't see all the updates you're sharing. Like, for example, if it's on Twitter, you'll probably find less than 5% of your followers will see any update. So you need to share at different times and come at it from different angles. And we talked about the different types of categories as well, which I'll show in a second, for social media that you can use, so you can make sure that you come up with different angles all the time. Rinse and repeat similar content. So when you create an image, say for example the tool we mentioned called Canva in a previous video, it's a tool for creating images. You could create a few variations of the same image and then share that multiple times out in social media. So it'll only take a few seconds in Canva to create a variation of the image, and then you can change the text. So once you plan this in advance, you can create lots of content without having to create unique images all the time. You do need some scheduled content across social, but also unscheduled content where something's happening behind the scenes and you just want to share it now. People like that as well. And the content you want to create is for you to share, but also think about content for other people. Is there any influencers speaking at your event? Can you provide them content they can share? Are there sponsors that are at the event? They may have a great audience. Maybe they'll promote your event on the website. Maybe they'll share something out in social media. Well, they're more likely to do it if you provide them good imagery and text, to go along with the imagery. For example, a tweet or an Instagram update. And don't forget, get permission when required. So this is relation to any videos or any photography. You do need to be careful about data protection. So you do at times need to get the permission of people. We covered this in a previous video about the type of content updates. So when you're getting your message out there across social media, you need to have a variety of updates that you're sharing. So the action update that's really about, hey, the event is starting in 1 week, time to book. The event is coming up in a day, time to book. You want to, drive them to take some action. The audience is all about the people going to the event. Maybe it's influencers that are speaking at the event or presenting at the event. Or maybe you're just sharing about groups that are going. People are saying they're going and you're retweeting it or resharing it. The event is all about information about the specific event itself. Who's going to the event? What are they doing? What's the schedule? Where is it on? It's all about the event. Preparation content updates is about preparing for the event behind the scenes. What's going on behind the scenes? What are you doing to get this event up and running? Record some meetings, record the area you're having the event, record the good things and the bad things. People love seeing behind the scenes. And last but not least, social proof. So social proof is about other people saying good things about your event. So if the Irish Independent or the Irish Times said this is an amazing event to go to, that's social proof. People will listen to that and act based on that. Or you say, well, 500 people already booked in for the event. That's social proof. Well, if there's 500 people booked in, why aren't I booked in? Why haven't I booked in? So it is useful to think about social proof as well. So that just gives you an idea of the different types of content updates as well when you're getting the message out there. Now, here's just an example schedule. So again, I covered this in a previous video, but I want to go over it again just to give you an idea. When you want to get it out, how often do you share across different channels? Of course, this is different for every business. If you're not active on social media at all, then this might be too many updates to send. But say, for example, on Twitter, if you're sharing 5 or 6 tweets a day normally, well, it's okay to share twice a day, 1 month before, share twice a day your updates related to the event. Because your first tweet may be update related to the event, then you have a couple of tweets about other things going on in your business, then you've got a tweet about the event, then you have a few more tweets after that about not related to the event. So it's not all about the event. So this is the thing, you make sure everything's not about the event. So on Twitter, it could be twice a day, a month before, a week before, it could be 3 times a day. A day before, you could send it 5 times that day. You really want to push that message as it gets closer to time. On Facebook, you can't share as much. So if you've got a business page, you can't really share as much. Although if you're on Facebook stories, well, that's a story over a 24-hour period. So you can share lots and lots of updates through that. And same with Instagram stories. And for Instagram, you're definitely not going to share as much as Twitter. This is just a guideline. It's not something to take for granted. It's not go, oh, I'm just going to copy this and use this. You will need to tailor it based on your business. But think about the scheduling and schedule content out. And when you want to schedule content out, there are some tools available to do it. Now, when you're sharing content out, another great way of getting your message out there is using hashtags. So mentioning Taste the Island, put in whatever your hashtag is as well, which is useful. But on Taste the Island, there's going to be lots of places like Failte Ireland, Discover Ireland, going to be watching for updates on Twitter and Facebook, or Twitter and Instagram in particular, with mentions of this hashtag. Or there's some regional hashtags, for example, Wild Atlantic Way. Think about that, because they'd be looking at promoting these sort of events. And also thinking about just mentioning the Twitter address of Failte Ireland or Discover Ireland, or, tag Discover Ireland on Instagram. That tagging is going to be useful to get them to notice your event, and they'll start sharing it as well. So here's just examples of, Failte Ireland, Discover Ireland information. What you can do with both of these is just mention them in the tweets. I mean, you can see they're promoting Taste the Island. In the hashtag, you see Taste the Island, both of these. So they are promoting it. And they have good audiences. So make sure to mention them. Another good way of getting the message out there is running a competition. Now, on Facebook, if you're running a competition, there are rules where it says you can't say, like and share to enter this competition. On the right hand side, the competition, you had to post your picture. So people had to create an update and post a picture. So there's different ways of getting around that like and share issue. A competition helps get your word around, even if it's for a small prize. It may not be for a monetary prize. It may be meeting somebody at the event that's important. Whatever it is, the competitions are really, really useful to get your message out there. Try as much as possible to get user-generated content. How can you get your people that are signing up for the event, or people that are interested in the event, to share content about your event? Like, for example, if you have an event page on Facebook, have social share icons. Your developer will easily be able to add social share icons. So when they register an event, it says, hey, why don't you share about the event to your friends? Click a button and it'll go out onto social media channels. Here on Electric Picnic, we're saying send us your photos and win a 200 quid voucher. So again, it was just like getting user generated photos, and you get a voucher in the back of that. So it's another competition as well. User generated content is a great way of getting your message out. If you can get other people to share the content, it's not all about you sharing the content. When the event is running, if you can think of opportunities to create photo moments at the event. This is particularly important if it's a multi-day event, because if it's the first day, you can get people to share the pictures, show them they're having an amazing time, and tag yourself, tag the hashtag so that people see it, and tag Taste the Island. And then hopefully the next day that will drag people in. So maybe, for example, create an environment, an area there where people can take pictures, maybe have a board with the hashtag that people can hold it up and show people in the picture, or make sure to have a blackboard even that tells them what hashtags to use when they're sharing things out in social media channels. Again, this is user generated content. Now there's various tools available that can help for scheduling and for monitoring any of your updates across social channels. On the left hand side, Later, you can use Later for scheduling Instagram updates. There's some free and there's a paid component, but Later can be used for scheduling Instagram updates. TweetDeck is completely free and it was bought recently by Twitter. And on that, what you can do is schedule your tweets out. You can monitor responses. You can monitor hashtags. So I'd recommend you'd have a column there, which is just for the hashtag. And then you can view things there. Now for scheduling on Facebook, Facebook does provide scheduling. So you can use Facebook if you're looking for a free tool for scheduling. Now on the paid side, there's a whole range of social media management tools like Hootsuite and Agorapulse. They both provide functionality not just for Twitter. It could be Facebook and LinkedIn And I know Agorapulse provide functionality for Instagram as well. They are paid tools, but sometimes it's worth investing a bit in the tools. This will help you manage all the scheduling, manage all the monitoring, so you can get that content out there. Think about some paid promotion as well. So there's no harm to do a little bit of paid promotion. Now, your existing audience, if you share your message out on your website or share it to your email subscribers, not everybody's going to see your message. Or you share it to Facebook fans or Twitter followers, there's only a selection of people who will actually see your message. So do consider paid advertising. Like paid advertising on Facebook can be great. And what you can do is target an existing audience or target a new audience and just target a local audience. So you can pick a specific area within your town and the surrounding regions around that town and just advertise to a specific type of people there, a specific age group. Are they married or single? Where were they educated? What are their interests? You can target everything like that. So think about the paid promotion as well. Post-event, when the event is over, do run a survey, capture some feedback and get some testimonials if you can. Keep those testimonials then for next year. Start capturing emails for the next event. So if you're going to run this event next year, immediately when the event is over, on your event page, just change it so you're capturing emails and says, hey, not open, this year, you want to sign up for next year, put in your email address. And start gathering your videos and images together. So any videos and images you created before or created during the event or people shared, you might want to gather them again so you can use that next year for creating other videos and content next year. Okay, just to summarize, the success of your event will relate to the work you put in before, during, and after. Don't miss out on any section. So it does require a good bit of planning work in advance. And the before work is really the bulk of the work, where you're planning out the content, you're creating the content, and then distributing the content. A lot of that's done before. During the event, you want to get people sharing things out on social media. And that could be just a simple thing like a blackboard with a hashtag at the entrance of your event. So you want to get people sharing as much as possible. Even if people are sharing at the morning, people might come in the afternoon. So you don't lose out on that opportunity. And after the event, keep some sharing going after the event. Talk about how people loved the event, how it went so well, and then start capturing more email addresses. If you don't have time for the social media side, for a specific event, it wouldn't be too difficult to get a volunteer to help out on a part-time basis. If you don't have a person in-house, think about getting somebody. And create a documented plan with a list of tasks. Tick them off as you go along. This is very much a process, and you really do need to document this process and list out all the different actions, just a list of action items. Like I say, just start ticking them off. If you do put all this planning in place, you will definitely have a much more successful event. Thank you very much for watching this video. This is the last of a 4-part video training series to help you become digital ready for Tasty Island. If you haven't watched the other videos, I strongly encourage you to do so. So wishing you all the very best with your event promotion.